Alright, ladies, gentlemen, and kitties, today I will be taste testing the BMW's monster sport bike S1000 RR. Holy crap, I'll be riding this ferocious 200 horsepower sport bike. Holy shit. After my previous experience with the single R and the XR, which is of course my dream bike. Oh my gosh, I feel ridiculous in this bike. Holy crap. The last super sport bike that I've ridden was the Yamaha R1. That bike I don't fit because the way I sat on it, I used my knees as my armrest. Okay, while we're waiting, ergonomics check. The full flat, pretty cool. And of course, this is a super sport bike, so I have to ride it like this. The reason why I limit myself with sport bikes is not just the temptation of speed. It's because of its ergonomics. I have a very different curvature on my neck, so whenever I look up for long periods of time, my neck bothers me. And if I'm not used to riding a bike like this, holy crap. Holy crap. It's cramped in here. As expected in a sport bike like this bike depends on what tolerance level you have. Holy crap. This is no joke. I gotta be careful in this thing. Obviously, actually this bike is a little bit more roomier than the R1. Surprisingly, this bike has more room than the R1. Oh yeah, this one, as the S1000 series, it has a quick shifter. Holy, serious. I have to be careful on my composure here. For a hyper bike like this bike is easy to ride. I am very surprised. It's like I'm riding an S1000R that's a sport bike. It's easy to ride. I feel more comfortable in here than the CBR600RR. The quick shifter is just hilarious. Right now, my neck is bothering me now. Oh. This is my first hyper sport bike I've ridden. This bike goes toe to toe against the CBR1000 SP, the R1, the new Panigale V4, and this one KTM that I forgot. This bike is just, oh, okay. This bike really gives me a little shivers. It can be a sadistic bike if you wanted to. Clutch modulation is basically in the middle. The brakes has a little play but very responsive. Rear brakes has good modulation, has good play. It's very direct. Okay, note, this is not for beginners. This is not a beginner bike. I'm gonna state that one out. Unless if you have excellent throttle discipline, this is not a bike for you. I'm gonna repeat that again and again throughout this video. This is a serious bike. If you're not confident with your skill level, don't get this bike. If you want to kill yourself, sure, go right ahead, you have the money. But other than that, this bike is just sick. See, a fellow beamer Easy to modulate clutch. The switch gears are there. I have no legroom issues. Of course, it's a hyper sport bike. Man, this bike wants to carve corners now. It sounds good too. It reminisces the S1000 XR dream bike that I've ridden before. I'll just be lazy and do the quick shifter. I'm not used to this position, so I will just try to be as comfortable as I can. This bike is just nuts. Although right now I'm feeling some significant heat running through my legs, on which it is normal on a S1000 series. When I rode my dream bike, the XR, I was feeling a little heat on my legs. Same goes with the S1000R. So in this bike, we'll have the same heat thing also. It has different ride modes. Right now I'm in the all-out race mode. It was set up already like this, so I'm just gonna leave it as it is. I think whoever rode this bike earlier must be a junkie. From a junkie to a beginner. Man, my helmet keeps on fogging up. Sucks. Oh well. For a stupid sport bike like this, it sure damn is comfortable. I'm having a fun time in this thing than the R1 for street riding, of course. Just like any S1000, just like the XR, the handlebars gives you that vibes issue. It still has that vibe issue. Nothing a gummy grip can solve that. I'm not used to this bike at all. I'm just oh, my neck. I told you guys, my neck is kicking my ass right now. It's not the bike, it's not the vibes, it's my neck. The quick shifter is very smooth, as expected. All S1000's quick shifter is seamless. The vibes are there, yes, but this is a sport bike. It won't bother you. I'm not even going red line types. Holy crap! What? It's like doing warp speeds. It's like riding at warp speed. I'm at third gear. I'm already at 5,000 to 6,000 revs right now. The revs on this bike can go over 9,000. Oh, don't tell me my shoelaces are out again. Need to buy new shoes now. And I can feel my helmet working. It's providing ventilation in my helmet. It soaks up buzz pretty good for us hyper sports. It's very refined. It can do some street level riding, no problem. I'm already at 6th gear. The vibes are still present, other than the vibes on the handlebars are present. I don't feel the vibes for the rest of the bike unless if I hug this bike on my legs tightly. That's where I can feel the vibrations. Holy what? This bike is hilarious to ride. But this bike doesn't have that crackling pop sound of the XR. Different. I'm not saying it's a bad thing, it's just different. This bike is hilarious to ride. This is a bike that it can kick ass on the streets, or not at the track only, but also in the streets. But of course, I don't tell you guys to go all out on the streets. Do that on a racetrack. But for what this bike can do, oh my, it's a very comfortable bike. I should say it's very surprisingly comfortable. Oh, my neck. I promise I will ride more sport bikes like this, but I have to limit myself, of course, because sport bikes gives my neck a headache. Oh no, my shoes are okay. Okay, that's good. I hope he gives the taps a bit, so at least I can... Oh, it's gonna get really nice. Sounds nice. I can't look up enough for me to go full knee. Oh, ow, that's bumpy. I can keep up with a little squeeze. That's how dangerous this bike really is. Yeah, this bike is very dangerous. If you don't treat it with respect, just like the S2000 Honda or any motorcycle, this bike will teach you respect, because one bad mistake will have you a very nasty day. It's very roomy. I am very surprised. I like this S1000 series now. All of them. RRR, XR. I never expected for a bike, for a super sports bike, to handle like this, or to treat me like this. See, it just, the bumps are okay. I don't know about its suspension setup maybe, but it just really works. See, it's a very flickable bike. My neck. That's what I said. This is a very dangerous bike. This is like the devil telling you to, come on, squeeze more of that throttle. It's like temptation. Just like the R1s or the CBRs. They're like the devil. They tempt you to go faster. See? Just a little squeeze at 4th gear brings you to warp speeds. It doesn't have that same pull as an electric bike like the Zero does. But if you love traditional motorcycles, oh my gosh, this bike is just, oh, and this is only a beginner's point of view. If you want to see someone in a racetrack do wheelies or anything like that, just go watch other videos. But this video is for beginners like me on my endless quest to find the perfect bike. It's so telepathic to ride. Oh, now I hear the popping sound. It's hard to hear it from the mic, but when you hear it live, you can hear it pretty significantly. Low speed maneuvers on this bike is pretty good too. Yep, it has that S1000 exhaust juiciness. It's a my neck. I'm doing this for you guys. My suffering is your enjoyment. See, even this imperfected road, you can really feel its telepathicness. Whoops. Will I get this bike? Unfortunately, the S1000 XR exists, or the Super Duke GT exists, and it's giving me a neck ache. That's what I'm going to say about it. But if we're talking about super sports bikes like this, I get this. I get this over the R1, the CBR1000 thingy, and of course the Panigale. Sure, this bike will be like gajillions of dollars. Oh, my neck. My neck! Ow! Oh, my neck is just kicking my ass. On city streets, if you're used to sports bikes like this, it's easy to ride, it's comfortable. It's roomy, actually, surprisingly roomy. It has the same room as the MT10 or FZ10, but of course in a sport bike position with the clip-ons. I'm having a good fun time in this thing. Yeah, the only thing that holds me back about this bike is the S1000R and the XR. Other than that, I highly recommend this bike. My neck. Yeah, sport bikes are not for me. It's kind of refreshing riding a sport bike once in a while, you know, because it's a different feeling compared to adventure touring and naked bikes or dirt bikes per se. It's kind of refreshing. It's a different feeling. Yeah, I'm feeling it right now. I'm feeling it right now with from my neck. Despite of my misery right now, I really like this bike. It just, I don't know, maybe about BMWs in general. There's rarely a bad BMW for me. From their GS, to my dream bike XR, to the GS Adventure, the R9T. It's not a bike for me though, because there's so many other bikes. This bike, there's not many bikes to go against this bike. It's just, it makes it more tolerable to ride. See, even low speeds, it's so easy. It's so tolerable to ride, despite having some neck pains right now. Very tolerable. Oh, I can live with this bike if I do have the chance to own one. See, low speed maneuvers is pretty damn easy. I rarely put my foot down in this thing. BMW did a good, excellent job on this bike. Perfect. But there's the XR though. The XR can do almost the same thing as this bike does. That's the only thing. But if you're into sport bikes, I highly recommend this. Oh, I like this double R. Alrighty, my GoPro went kaput, so there you go. Did a closing ceremony. What's going on?
Alright, 2020 me here. Yeah, my GoPro finally gave up. And back to the bike. I really love this bike actually. It's still one of my most unforgettable rides I've ever done. And I hope you guys enjoy this video, and subscribe to my YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and look at me at Google, and I'll see you guys later. Thank you. Peace out.